Hey guys, it's Plant Genius. So today I wanted to show you guys some ways that plants propagate themselves either above ground or below ground. So let's get into it. Okay, so for number one, imagine this is a strawberry, right? So what strawberries do for their means of propagation, and propagation is pretty much like plant cloning or creating another plant from an already existing plant, right? And that can also include seeds too. So let's pretend this is a strawberry plant. So what strawberry plants do is they create runners, right? And runners are like these long stems pretty much that collapse under their own weight. And when they touch the ground, they'll send roots into the ground and then they'll grow out another strawberry from that like root slash stem that like grew right here. And then that plant will send out another runner and then that'll grow another plant, as time progresses. So for runners, they're a horizontal stem that comes from a plant and then it crashes over its own weight and then it creates its own little copy of itself and then it continues to keep doing that. So that's why like when you see like strawberry bushes and you leave them for a while, this is a whole patch of strawberries, right? And then we have rhizome. So rhizomes can be like grasses. Um so like pretty much what a rhizome is, it's similar to runners, but runners are above ground. Rhizomes are below ground. So rhizomes are horizontal stems that grow below ground, and then similar to the runners, they'll grow little shoot from like that stem, and then it'll grow up and come out the ground. So these are above ground. These are in ground. So this comes out from the ground and grows up, and this plants roots and then new growth shoots from that root. So again, these are very similar, but they're different in the way that their shoots grow. And then we have the suckers. So pretend this is a blackberry plant. So with suckers, what they do, or instead of having like using stems like these two guys do, these guys actually grow from horizontal roots. So horizontal roots will grow out, and then they'll grow a shoot, and then that will grow up, and then also start to create its own roots, and it'll continue to go from that root to grow more new growth, pretty much. So it's like one long root will come out this way, and then new growth will start to appear with like a shoot growing up and then the roots appearing from that root. So the difference again with between the suckers and then the rhizome and the runners is rhizomes and runners are from a stem, but suckers are from a root. And these means of propagation, you would just kind of like cut the root, cut the stem, and you have your own little plant from that. But that's just a little different. So like when you guys when you guys like unearth your plants and you see the difference of their growing habits and you see oh, this is a new plant coming from roots. Like one of my favorite versions of a sucker is like with aloe vera, because like they grow new plants from roots. They're suckers, right? So like being able to like separate them and then grow your little another plant from aloe vera is just so fire, right? And what these guys are called, these roots. So when roots don't come from the main plant and they come from like another part like stem, they're called adventitious roots. And you can see them really well on like house plants when you like look on like your stems and you see like those like little brown nubs that look like they could be roots. Those are roots, but they have to be activated by like water, right? Something like that, so they can actually start to grow and expand. So again, that's just kind of like the little overview, so you guys can know the difference between like your plant types. So if somebody asks you is it a runner? Is it a rhizome? Is it a sucker? Right? So that's all again. So again, strawberries, they're runners. So, it'll be their runner, that long horizontal stem that touched the ground and crushed over its own weight. And then it plants roots, and then that root goes and creates new growth. And the cycle continues, right? And then for rhizomes, it'll be like some grasses. So it'll be like, the grass will grow up, grow out. And then again, this is still a horizontal stem, but the stem goes underground and it shoots up shoots and then roots and then continues the process similar to the runners. And then for suckers, these guys are similar, but they don't use stems, they use roots. So they grow up and then they shoot out a big long root, and then that root produces new shoots and new plants, and that plants establish themselves and then grow roots. Same thing with this system. So it just continues to continue. They all continue and continue to grow more plants. But again, the difference between suckers, runners, and rhizomes is runners and rhizomes, runners above ground stems, rhizomes below ground stems, suckers below ground roots. So I thank you guys for joining me. And again, it's just nice to have your information to know the way your plants propagate themselves and how they grow. Because again, you also know how things work, so then you can work more efficiently with the things you know, right? The more knowledge you have, the better the understanding you have. And again, that's why I may be a plant genius, but you can be a plant genius too. And our whole journey together is to help to guide you to know how to identify things about plants, to know special things about them, and also be able to use that information to help yourself grow even more efficiently, right? Because you want good harvest, you want good produce, right? So that's the whole goal, right? I'm just here to help you guys learn and grow. So again, I thank you guys for watching. And remember, I may be a plant genius, but you can be a plant genius too. Thank you guys.